Well, hello, fellow Kansas Democrats. Gina Repass here, proud chair of the Kansas Democratic Party. And before I say anything else, let me thank all of our veterans and active duty members of our military. Thank you for your service. Thank you for our freedom. Well, welcome to our weekly chair chat. If you're joining us for the first time, what this is, this replaces a written weekly newsletter. And I took this from FDR's Fireside Chat so I can come directly to Kansas Dems and let them know what's going on. Now, these are pre-recorded, so if there's something you want us to highlight or celebrate or talk about, please email us at info@kansasdems.org. That's info@kansasdems.org. And if there's something more pressing, please reach out to us via phone. We've got a lovely person answering our phones. We try to return every call within 24 hours or earlier if we can. Well, what we do here is I try to start with good news or sometimes not so good news and build up to great news so we can always end on hope. Unfortunately, this week we have to start with some sad news. We want to send our deepest condolence to the family and friends of Clint Raulstens. Clint worked tirelessly for Democrats in Kansas and across the country, and he passed away this past week. So please keep his wife and his children, his friends, his family, and all the Democrats he worked for in your thoughts and in your prayers. Well, pivoting, in other not good news, our legislature is just being so radical. Senate Bill 244, the so-called bathroom bill. The governor vetoed it, but we have got to call our senators and tell them we have got to support this override. Call your legislators, your senators, your House reps. This bill is being boiled down to, oh, we want to keep men out of women's bathrooms. Please read it. Just get online, ask a representative, but this bill is so poorly written and so hastily thrown together, they didn't allow for input from the public. And the unintended consequences of bad legislation are things like not being able to go use a restroom at a nursing care facility if you're of the opposite sex of the person you're going to visit. It's not allowing parents with children over the age of 9 years old to go into the restrooms with them. I'm a mom of 3. I can tell you there are times where your kids still need you even when they're 10. There's so many other terrible things in this bill, but ultimately this boils down to trying to marginalize people, trying to hurt people because you have nothing better to do. Instead of working on behalf of Kansans, trying to make Kansans' lives better, we're worried about who's going to the bathroom where. So my question to my Republican counterparts is, once people are done using the restroom, what have you done to make Kansans' lives better? Because Democrats are out here fighting to lower prices, fighting for working class people, fighting for public education. These are the things that our legislators are supposed to be working on. So please reach out to your legislature and tell them we want to support Governor Kelly's veto of this horrible bill. Poorly written, poorly promoted, and once again, prejudice trying to hurt marginalized people. All right, that's all the bad news I got this week. I do want to pivot and congratulate the AFL-CIO for their annual barbecue. They held it at the IBEW Local 226 in Topeka. We love our partnership with the AFL-CIO. And then I wanted to shout out a meeting we had this week with all of our caucuses. The Kansas Democratic Party has 16 caucuses and a council, so that's 17. What I love about this is all these folks are in leadership within the party, and they all represent different demographic groups because unlike our Republican counterparts, we want to hear from everyone. Whether you're part of the AAPI community or part of our unions, part of our disability caucus or our LGBTQ caucus or women, we want to hear from you, and we talk to each other in leadership. And so we had a great meeting with our caucuses. And one of the things we talked about in other good news is Washington Days. Please check all of our social media pages, our social media channels. This week, we're going to be announcing our schedule, our trainings, and we're going to start rolling out who our guest speakers are. So please, please tune in to all of our social media channels. And I want to end on some hope. We just celebrated Valentine's Day. This Monday is President's Day, and it was also my dad's birthday. My dad, as you know, is a Vietnam veteran, and happy birthday, Dad. But I just wanted to remind us what our founding fathers with George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, what they wanted to do was to make sure we had a country that was united and could withstand all of the worst instincts that sometimes as human beings we bring to the table. So let's all end with some hope, some kindness, some love of our neighbor. So I'll end the way I always do. May God bless America. May God bless the great state of Kansas. May God bless you all.